Advanced trigonometry. There are a number of rules that you need to learn. The cosine rule, the sine rule, and how to find the area of a non-90-degree triangle. The cosine rule, a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. Rearranged to find the angle, we add 2bc cos a over and minus the a squared. So b squared plus c squared minus a squared. Then we divide 2bc. So you can either learn two rules or learn the one rule and understand how to rearrange. Our sine rule is a over sine a equals b over sine b equals c over sine c. Using our ratios with the smaller, the lowercase a, b and c on top will allow you to rearrange to find a length. If you flip this upside down to give you sine a over a equals sine b over b equals sine c over c. This allows you to rearrange to find the angle. And then the formula for the area of a non-right angle triangle is a half a b sine c. So now what do these A, B's and C's stand for? So let's just look at a non-90-degree triangle. The capital letters are the angles, so A, B and C represent the angles, whereas side A is the lowercase a and its opposite, your angle A, and the same for B and C. There are a few little tricks to notice which rule it is that you are going to be using. To find the area or to use the cosine rule, what you're typically looking for is an angle sandwich. So angle sandwich for the area, notice A, B, sandwich in the middle is angle C. That's also to say that if we looked at this angle sandwich, and perhaps we didn't know angle C, but we knew angle A, we could change the formula to be a half BC sine A. Or what I like to do is if you knew angle A, I would change that to C, therefore this is now C, therefore we could make this angle A and this side A. And then you're left with half A, B sine C. Doing it this way and changing which angles and which sides will allow you to just learn one form of the equations. What we mean by this is for the cosine rule, you can just learn it in terms of A, instead of you having to learn the rule for B squared and the rule for C squared. So if you have yourself an angle sandwich, you can use the cosine rule or the area. Now, how we look for the sine rule, I call this the pairs rule. What you're looking for, let's say we're trying to find side A, you must know angle A and you must know at least one other pair, so side B and angle B. Now let's put these rules into practice. These are on higher papers only. I've picked difficult questions of 5 marks. If they're 5 marks or above, it means you are using at least 2 of these rules in one question. Work out the length of AD. Now, we don't know enough information in triangle ADB to work out the length of AD just yet. But what we notice is common to both is the line BD. So we're going to work out BD first. What we look at here, so let's just draw this triangle out, BD. So we have 109 degrees, 34 degrees, 12.5 centimetres. And we want to work out our length BD. First we label. So A, B, C, C. We can highlight what we know. We know angle A, we know pair B and B, and we're trying to find length A. Pairs. This is the sine rule. We're trying to find a length, so we're going to put the lowercase a on top. So that's A over sine 34 equals B, which is 12.5 over sine 109. To rearrange, we're going to multiply 12.5 over sine 109 by sine 34. And now we pop that into the calculator. 12.5 over sine 109 multiplied by sine 34 gives us 7.39, etc. So we're going to keep those decimal places in our calculator, so now we can use that for the next part. What we notice straight away, angle sandwich. So this is like an example before. We have A, B and D. So I'm going to change these letters. I'm going to change this to A, making this side A. I'm going to change this to B, making this side B, and D to C, making this side C. So, my cosine rule, A squared equals B squared, which is my 7.39, plus C squared, 11.4 squared, minus, I use a bracket here, 2.39, 2 times 7.39 times 11.4 times cos A, which is 86. Pop that in your calculator. So we're going to use the ANS button when we're putting in our 7.39. So that's 7.39 squared plus 11.4 squared minus bracket 2 times the ANS button to put in the 7.39 times 11.4 times cos of 86 and close your bracket. That should give you an A squared of 172.85, etc. But we just want A, so we square root that answer. We want it to 3 significant figures, which is 13.1. So for 5 marks here, we had to use 2 different rules. Question 2. We want to find the area of our triangle. To find the area of a triangle, we need angle sandwich. So we could look at our angle sandwich here, or we could have angle sandwich here. Depends what we need to find out. So straight away we have a triangle of which we already know 2 of the angles. So 180 minus 49 minus 64 gives me 67 degrees. Now we may need that, we may not. What we definitely need is at least one other side. It's 5 marks, so we're going to be using at least 2 rules. So A, B and C. So we can use our sine rule because what we have are pairs. So for our area, let's just go for this angle sandwich. So we want to find side B. We have angle B, we have side C, and we have angle C. So let's use our sine rule to find the length of B. So that's B over sine 49 equals 8.7 over sine 64. We rearrange in the same way we did above, so we're going to multiply our sine 49 over. So we pop that in our calculator. 8.7 over sine 64, and then we multiply that by sine 49, giving us a length of B of 7.305. Now we can use our angle sandwich to find the area, which was a half AB sine C. But remember, it doesn't have to be A, B and C. You can relabel your triangle. So if that's angle C now, let's change that to A. That's A. And now we have A, B and C. So our area is a half times 8.7 times 7.305 times sine 67. And we pop all of that in our calculator. So a half times 8.7 times our answer from previously times sine 67. So the area is 29.3 centimetres squared to 3 significant figures. Let's try one more 5 marker. Work out the length of AB. We've been told the area of the triangle is 100. So the area equals a half AB sine C. Pop in what you know. You've got to think they've told me that for a reason. Where's my angle sandwich? Here it is. So that's side A, that's side B, that's side C. So a half times 8.4 times our A times sine of 40 equals 100. We want to rearrange to find A, so we're going to divide by our half times 8.4 times sine 40 and pop all of that in the calculator. 100 over a half times 8.4 times sine 40. That gives us 37.04 as the length of A. Diagram not accurately drawn, do bear that in mind. So now we've got an angle sandwich still from before, and we want to find our opposite side of that angle sandwich, so this is now the cosine rule. So because we're learning the cosine rule in terms of A, let's change this to angle A, and therefore we need to change our A to C. And now we can use our cosine rule. A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. Pop all of that in. 8.4 squared plus our previous answer squared, use that A and S button, minus bracket 2 times 8.4 times, use that A and S button again, times cos 40 and close your bracket. That's A squared equals 9.65.89. Remember, that's A squared, so we have to square root that. So square rooting that gives a value for A of 31.078, and we want this to 3 significant figures, so 31.1 meters.